This lesson is over how to write equations. So before we do that, let's look at our number routine. Write as an equation and solve. 3 less points than John is 8. Let P represent the number of John's points. So if you need to, if you're not really good at this, let this rectangular model represent P. So it's 3 less points than John. You're taking 3 away from John's point. So it's P minus 3 equals 8. So it's 3 less points than what John has. Now let's solve this equation. So we need to isolate P. What is the inverse of minus 3 plus 3? Don't forget to balance it on the other side. Just cancel. P equals 11. So let's think about it. 3 less points than 11 is 8. That does make sense to me. So here is a video. This is from Cutthroat Kitchen. Let's see if you can hear the volume of it. One second. Where's my arrow?
$100,000 of cold hard cash. Each of you will receive $25,000 to bid with throughout the competition.
I know.
But it's smart, chefs, because whoever is left standing at the end of the day only gets to keep the money they have remaining. Chef, get your cash.
$25,000. This is about 1/3 of my year's salary as a service member in the military.
25.
So this is from Cutthroat Kitchen. So his name is, the last guy who was talking, his name is Chef Marquise. He says, it is 1/3 of my yearly salary is 25,000, or 25,000 is 1/3 of my yearly salary. So do we know what his yearly salary is? No. So let's use Y. Let Y represent his yearly salary. So write an equation. So it's 1/3 of my yearly salary. 1/3 of my yearly salary. Of means multiply. Equals 25,000. Is 1/3 times Y the same? Let me extend this. The same as saying Y, here's your yearly salary. You divide it into thirds equal 25,000. It is, because a third is the same as saying divide by 3. Now let's solve this equation. How do I isolate this Y? What is the inverse of dividing 3 times 3 times 3? This cancel. Y is equal to 75,000. So 1/3 of 75,000 is 25,000. That makes sense. So in this, today you're going to be given an equation. Can you write a story using the given numbers from this equation? So if you need to, use the hint. So the equation is x plus 2 and 5/10 equals 127 and 5/10. If you get stuck, your story could be about traveling, about attending a sporting event, purchasing items or services. And then these numbers right here, 2 and 5/10, could be about service fee, a shipping and a handling cost, an additional cost paid only once. So here is my story. I got this from one of my students. We won't use his real name, so we'll say Paul. Paul and Sam are, you know what? I'm going to type this out because I am such a fast typer. Paul and Sam are at the gym. So Paul and Sam are at the gym. Let me get my text. So we're both at the gym. Paul and Sam are at the gym. Sam can only lift 2.5 pounds. Together, they can lift 127.5 pounds. How many pounds did Paul X lift? So, do we know how many pounds did Paul did? How many pounds did Paul lift? No. So Paul is X. So Paul is this. Whoops. Let me get my calligraphy pen. Paul is X. And Sam is 2 and 5/10. Together, they lift 127 and 5/10. So that is my story. I've heard many stories from my kids. I had one kid, um, oh, seen this one. Um, Mr. One of the math teacher sent large packages of chocolate and roses to his celebrity girlfriend. The package of chocolate and roses weigh 127 and 5/10 pounds. The chocolate weighed 2.5 pounds. How much did the roses X weigh? All right, so now that we kind of get that, let's try another one. Kelly saves $5 every week. She now has $95. Find W, the number of weeks Kelly has saved. So write a multiplication equation that can be used to solve this error. So she saves $5 every week, and she now has $95. So it's 5 times the number of weeks, then she'll have $95. Write another scenario can be used using the same equation that represents the given scenario. Again, I am going to type because I am a faster typer than a writer. So I can say, oh, let's use the what we used earlier. Sam can, after many months, Sam can now lift 5 pounds every week. So in the first week, he lifted 5 pounds. In the second week, he lifted 10 pounds. In the third week, he lifted 15 pounds. In the fourth week, he lifted 20 pounds. So after many months, Sam can now lift 5 pounds every week. At the end of his exercise cycle, he can lift 95 pounds. Let me move this out of the way. Find the number of weeks W it took Sam to lift all that weight. So fine. So that is pretty much, let's see if it makes sense. I lifted 5 pounds every week, and now I can lift 95 pounds. So I like that one. So give your partner feedback on what you just did. Trade your paper with a partner. Your scenario applies to a problem arising in everyday life, society, or workplace because it is about gym workout. You see gym workout every week. Because if you go to the gym, trainers keep a log to keep a weekly tracking of what you can lift every week. In your context, what did the 5 stand for? The 5 represents in this one, it represents he can lift 5 pounds every week. What does the 95 represent? I believe the 95 is after his cycle, the total weight he can lift. What does the W represent? W is the number of weeks he worked out. In the problem, this is a multiplying, so you multiply 5 and W because Sam can lift 5 pounds every week. And a solution. Now let's go back and try to solve this. Again, let me use my thing. So let me use a different pen color. I need to isolate this W. What is next to it? What do I need to get rid of? 5 times. What's the inverse of times? Divide. Divide. This cancels out. W, 95 divided by 5 is 19. So the solution for W is 19. And this is reasonable because of what? 5 times the number of weeks of 19 equals 95 pounds. So if he lifted 5 pounds every week up to 19 weeks, he'll be able to lift 95 pounds. So this is how to write equations.